You are now listening to The Backseat Critics, the movie review podcast.
Hello and welcome back to The Backseat Critics.
Oh
My name
my
is Andrew.
gosh. Nope. It's not how the show's supposed to start. You've ruined the show already.
What's your name?
No, I'm not going to say it because you ruined the show. So thank you.
My name is Andrew. This is the podcast where we talk about movies that you should steer clear of.
Sure. Yeah.
And today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing movies that are currently out in theaters. We're talking Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. We're talking the Super Mario Bros. Movie. We're talking about Air, and we're talking about John Wick Chapter 4.
I'm not going to lie. For a second there, it sounded like you said bear.
Bear?
Yeah, bear, like cocaine bear or something like that. It sounded like you said bear. Winnie the Pooh.
Honestly, probably a better movie for this podcast.
Sure. Give or take.
Depends on our audience.
Give or take. Anyways.
All
let's
right.
continue.
Yeah, where do you want to dive in? Pick a movie.
Let's just go with Dungeons and Dragons, shall we?
All right. Dungeons and Dragons, we're going to choose our top characters. Oh no, I forgot to record something for the characters. So here's something. Characters. Who are they? What are they doing? I don't know what. And what's your number one?
My number one has to be Chris Pine.
Really?
He was the most comical out of everybody.
Yeah.
I would give it to him. He just seemed, when he was on screen, he seemed more of like something weird was going to happen or something funny was going to be said or something. So you got to stay tuned for what was going to happen.
Honestly, this was the most that I've seen Chris Pine like give a crap about a movie in a long time. Like actually like put forth some effort.
Outside of even Star Trek?
No, I would say that's the last one that I've seen him like put forth effort.
Okay.
There's been like a bunch between Star Trek and now where I just feel like he just was kind of checked out. So I was kind of happy to see him like back in that and chewing up the scenery here and taking a much more comedic role.
Yeah. My number one.
My number one is Hugh Grant as Forge Fitzwilliam. That's another guy I enjoy seeing in more comedic roles and especially kind of more antagonistic roles. So we need more Hugh Grant being bad guys. Bad guy.
He's kind of been underground for a while.
Huh?
Hugh Grant? I don't feel like he's been out there as much as of late.
I also feel that same way. I know he's doing like shorter form stuff on like Netflix, but yeah, it'd be nice to see him do more big roles like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a blast to see.
My number two is gonna be Zanuck. Anik.
Okay.
You know, the guy that was basically go and see, and he's just kind of face value, kind of has the Drax vibe almost, as far as
so I'm gonna go off right here. Our lists are basically going to be the same.
That's great. But he's my number two. So is he your number two as well then?
No, he's actually my number three. My number two is Chris Pine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It's the most I've seen Chris Pine give a crap about a movie and actually put forth some effort. And I love seeing him in comedic roles. He needs to go back to that.
Okay. Well, I have to go off in a different direction then.
Aha.
Because I don't want to do Hugh Grant as well, so I'm going to do the gal.
Wait. Was that your original pick for number 3?
Yeah. Hugh Grant. So I can't do this. We got to have a little difference in there, give the people a little justice.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the gal.
Wait. The warg?
No, not the work.
Oh,
No, not the work. It was a gosh, what kind of creature is she in Dungeons and Dragons? I can't think of it right now.
which one are you talking about? The warrior lady?
No, she's got like horns, the growl that can like wild shape.
That's a warg.
No, she wasn't a warg. She's something else. I forgot what it's called. One second. Let me do some research on this. One second.
You're talking about the one that turns into the giant owl?
The owlbear.
Yeah.
Not a warg. Not a warg. It is a. Why can I not think of this? One second. We can cut all this out while I'm searching through this, but not a warg. Hmm.
Oh, sorry. No, my bad. My bad. I misspoke. It's a druid.
She is a druid type character, but her race is a
Tiefling?
tiefling. That's what I was looking for, is tiefling. There it is. The tiefling. I'm gonna do the tiefling just because she has a wild shape capability, which makes things a little bit more interesting.
That is for sure. That is for sure. But what were your final thoughts on the movie?
Final thoughts. I believe I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Originally at
Yep.
the years. I'll probably stick to that 7.5 out of 10. It's something that I would definitely watch again. I'd probably put it in the same realm. Obviously, I can't put it above or at the same level as the Mummy, but probably just a little bit lower than the Mummy.
All right, fair enough. I actually didn't even think about the mummy, but that's actually kind of the perfect comparison for this. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna say like a seven, 6.57.
Okay.
I would like to see more of this, to be honest. Um, Not necessarily with the same cast, but just kind of more of this kind of stuff.
Well, obviously, considering it's Dungeons and Dragons, there's open realm.
Oh, I know.
There's a lot more that can happen.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm wanting more. Um, but yeah, no, it's a ton of fun. It's a popcorn movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously. That's totally fine. It knows exactly what it is.
All right, let's roll into the next movie.
All right. You want to do Mario?
Let's go right into Mario. And for this one, we're doing our what moments, I believe.
Yes.
Huh?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, it's the home improvement. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? What was that?
So Mario, what's your number one what moment?
My number one what moment has to be, and I know this follows through with all the games, but why does Bowser have an obsession with marrying Peach? And if he does, how's that going to work?
Hmm. Well, my what moment for number one kind of echoes yours as well, in the sense that how did Bowser not capture Peach true to the video games?
Yeah. Yeah, I was also kind of surprised about that. I didn't have so much of a problem, but what's a Bowser Peach kid look like?
Isn't there Bowser Juniors and stuff later on inside of Mario games?
Yeah, but that's not a Peach kid.
Still, who made the Bowser Jr.? It's not
I
like he
don't
could have just done it by himself.
I don't know. Yoshi eats some fruit and he poops out some eggs. Like maybe it's the same thing. Maybe Bowser eats some fruit and then he poops out some eggs, and then Bowser Jr. happens.
Maybe, maybe not.
All right,
Maybe she got into the mushrooms.
he
I don't
gets
know.
into the mushrooms. All right, what's your number two?
My number two is usually in the Mario games when Mario has a mushroom. the red mushroom, usually grows quite substantially.
Mm-hmm.
When he has a red mushroom in this, he goes to average height.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a good one because yeah, if you look at like the old Mario games, he takes the mushroom. He's like twice Peach's height without the mushroom.
Even with that too, as well, if you want considering his height compared to his family, even Luigi's height compared to his family, they seem like the very small guys in the family.
They're Peter Dinklages.
They are. They very much are.
So, do you think that if like a normal sized person were to eat a mushroom, they would just double in size?
I don't even know if that's the case because he didn't really
If
double in
Donkey
size
Kong,
here.
if Donkey Kong eats a mushroom, does he double up?
I don't think they were even doubling up. I think it was like a quarter up.
No, it was a double. He was like waist height on Peach.
Mm, I didn't see it as a double up.
Unless they were inconsistent, but I'm thinking back to in the training, it was definitely a double.
I'm looking at a picture to Peach right now, and he is a head length shorter than Peach.
Okay, but there was definitely a shot where they were side by side, and he was half the height.
So it sounds like we found just a what ourselves in the inconsistencies of Mario's height.
Right. Like, come on, movie, be more consistent with that. Also,
I get that the heights adjust throughout the mushrooms and throughout the movie, but you got to be consistent with this.
please, please, for the love of God, just please be consistent here. What is this? Oh, I know what this is.
Rumpelstiltskins.
Uh, no, I'll send you a picture. Um, so my number two is going to be also kind of my disappointing moment of the movie. Um, where the whole finale was in Brooklyn.
Mm,
We set up the whole Mushroom Kingdom. We're like kind of sort of following along with the story, but then we're just like back in Brooklyn for the finale.
okay.
Hey, I didn't really care for that unless it's a callback to the original Mario, but probably not. Um, but also like why are we going back to Brooklyn? Why not just have like a classic kind of finale Mario stage? You know, it's got that bridge that he's got to cross.
You talking
Collapse
about
the
the
grid.
Rainbow Road that was broken?
No, I was talking about like OG Mario where he's got that bridge that he's got to cross. He hits the hammer at the end, the bridge collapses,
Oh, I
Bowser falls.
see. Where you gotta jump over Bowser.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. Well, high five there.
Yeah, like something like that would have been kind of nice, but instead we just get Brooklyn, which was not what I was hoping for. What's
I
your
hear.
number two?
Well, this would be my number three now.
Oh, my bad, my bad.
Yeah. My number three is actually going to be at the wedding. I think that there's a lot of high fives to all the villains of them. Or no, you know what? I'm gonna take that back for a second.
Where's Waluigi? Where's
We're taking that back. We're taking that back. Why is the cat power so OP in this movie? That's my what movie. My what moment. My number three.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I've never known the cat power to be that OP in a video game in a
Yeah,
Mario.
like the Tanuki suit was always kind of I don't know. I feel like they shifted from like really leaning on the Tanuki suit to now like going to the cat.
And the
At least in
cat was
recent Mario.
OP.
So my number three is similar related to the cat, but it's why does Donkey Kong have a gladiator pit that apparently he just beats enemies at? Are these people dying? Are there deaths in Mario Land or Mushroom Kingdom?
You just give them a mushroom and they're okay.
So you're telling me you can beat the pulp out of somebody, give them a
Just give
mushroom,
them,
they're okay.
yeah, give them the green mushroom. One up, bam, they're
They could
okay.
be dead, X's for eyes, give them a green mushroom, they're okay.
They're okay.
Their
These
head could be 10 feet away from their body.
these Kongs know what they were doing.
All right.
They knew
All
what
right.
they were doing.
All right. I'll buy into it. I'm just wondering, has anyone died here? And why does Donkey Kong have a gladiator pit?
No one dies in that movie. They just get really big boo-boos.
This is really big boo-boos. Touche. All right. Do you want to jump to the next one?
Rating. Rating real quick.
Oh, yeah, yes. Duh. Yeah.
Rating.
I'm gonna...
I gave it a 7.5. Or no, 7. 7.
Mm-hmm. I think we both gave it a 7. It's definitely parts that could have been done better. The licensed music kind of took me out a little bit.
I do like the music in the sense that it did twist some of the old school beats in there.
Yeah.
Some of them,
Yeah.
but not all of them. Made it a little bit more interesting at times, but I agree.
By licensed music, I mean like proper like 80s radio music.
Oh no,
and
I
stuff.
got you.
Yeah, no, like the nods to like Peach's Castle theme from like Mario 64 and all that stuff. Like that was fun. But yeah, no, it's definitely one that you sit down with kids and like watch. It's
Good movie.
Good kids movie. Oh, and Dungeons and Dragons, probably not a good kids movie. Probably good like
Teenagers.
teenagers, yeah, preteen maybe.
I concur. Maybe 8, 7,
Yeah.
9. 8, 9, 10.
Yes. All right, you want to jump into air?
Let's go into air. We're going with scenes in this one, correct?
We are going with scenes.
We're off to talk about scenes.
What's happening?
The magical
What is going
wizard
on?
of scenes.
I'm so confused. Everything.
All right. What's your number one scene?
My number one scene is when he tries to run and gives up almost immediately after like 10 feet of running.
So the very end.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm pretty sure you know that feeling very well.
Yeah, just a few days ago. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything else to add to that scene. I just enjoyed it. I thought the comedic timing was perfect. It built up for longer than he ran. As he was watching everyone else running around him, he was stretching, he was doing all that stuff. He runs for about 10 feet, gives up, and he's like, nah, who does this?
I think my number one air moment is going to be when they talked about what the other companies stand for and the acronyms for those companies, which I will not say on this podcast. But that was a funny moment, and I enjoyed it.
Okay. Look them up, folks, if you haven't. They are good. My number 2 is going to be one of the final scenes as well, when Matt Damon's giving that kind of epic speech about yada yada, the shoes mean nothing without him in them, blah blah blah. Anyways, cool speech. They tried so hard through the whole movie, and especially in this one scene, to not show Jordan's face. Whoever the cinematographer was deserves a gold medal for just dodging that face through the whole encounter.
You know, they did really well about hiding or grasping Jordan's head.
Yeah.
And how his hair looked back then.
Mm-hmm.
Really good job matching the two of those.
Yeah. It's just like that one scene. They just kept dodging around that head. They would show like the ear, maybe the back of the head, the folks just to the right of him and like his parents and stuff, but never the face. Never the face. And it became super obvious during that scene what they were doing.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. What's your number 3?
Is it number 3 or number 2 for me?
Sorry, number 2.
I couldn't think of what was my number 2 for a second there. When they went down into the shoe technician place and trying to figure out how to make a shoe that was going to be
Moet?
Exactly.
Hey!
That guy, once they introduced that guy...
That guy was gold.
That was gold right there. So I'm going to give it to him in that scene. It kind of gave a little bit more life into the movie all of a sudden there
Yeah. That's actually my number 3.
when they had
Um,
to go in there.
yeah, the first encounter, no, sorry, second encounter with him, where they're saying, "Hey, we'll bite the fine, the $5,000 per game fine," and the guy's like, "Moet," and he's talking about how he's making about like rivers and stuff. Um, yeah, no,
Oh, when they said
that guy was gold.
Air Jordan, he goes, I think the agent said that.
Yeah, right. See,
And they're like, you know what? We'll just give it to you.
we'll just give it to you.
My number 3 is going to be where Matt Damon's character decides to fly across the country into North Carolina,
Oh, meet the folks.
meet the folks, but it's when he's in the car ride to see the folks and he's on the phone inside the car.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of dates the movie, but also kind of a good comedic scene. And it's like, okay, finally he acts on his urge that he wanted to all movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good scene.
All in all, I believe it's an 8 out of 10. Definitely not a movie for kids due to language.
Definitely not a movie for kids due to language, and also just kind of there's a lot of stuff in the movie that kids aren't going to get about just like business operations, marketing, like stuff like that. Like kids aren't going to necessarily get that.
I'd say maybe
Teens, you might be able to.
sophomore, junior in high school, somewhere in there. This is their type of movie.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd say 7.5, 8, somewhere in that range. Um, good writing, good acting, maybe a bit too long, but that's the worst of it.
All right. Leads us to our finale, Mr. John Wick, number 4, chapter 4.
Our most kid-friendly movie here.
Definitely, he shoots teddy bears with marshmallow guns, and they
He
love it, and they giggle, and they run around, and they have a tickle fight at the end of the movie.
and there's a big gun duel with Nerf guns.
And at the very end, they go visit Rainbow Chocolate Sprinkles Mountain.
And John Wick snaps all of the chocolates
He looked like
bars and
Mr.
gives them to the kids.
Mr. Gloop out there from Willy Wonka. Augustus Gloop. Reading
Please.
Nincompoop.
Please, spoilers. I mean, we've been going over spoilers for movies the whole thing, but spoilers. I kind of hope he's not dead. They bring him back for John Wick 5, and it's just him in a chocolate factory.
I think they ended it. I think that was the end of it.
No, they're bringing it back. John Wick 5, chocolate factory. He's undercover.
Sure.
But yeah, no, they're doing a couple spin-offs of it now.
We're going
yeah,
with sets for this one?
Hmm?
Sets?
Yeah, we're talking sets.
Who sets? Let's talk about sets, baby.
Just you and me.
I'm gonna go with the number or there's a part where before John's about to go run through a whole slew of assassins as he does, and they're on this boat floating down the middle of like a sewer area, and it's kind of just an entertaining scenery behind there.
Okay.
That's my number 1 set.
My
I
number,
want to be on a boat like that.
the boat was pretty sick. My number 1 set is going to be the abandoned building towards the end of the movie, right before he's going up the stairs to his death. There's a gunfight scene, especially where they had the top-down camera, and he had I think it was like a sawed-off shotgun that he was shooting people. That whole sequence and that set was super good. It was built in a way where they could do that top-down view and have some kind of comedic moments in there that I thought were kind of fun.
I see.
Anyways, I thought that was really well done. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is going to be the hotel he runs to and hides in the beginning
Hey, in Japan?
in Japan.
Yeah, that's my
That
number.
hotel was a very beautiful hotel. I would stay there.
I would 110% stay there.
this, though. I really enjoy just watching the scenery behind the scenes. I mean, obviously, they shot up the place, but it was a beautiful hotel.
It was a super nice hotel. Even after. I would stay there after.
Sure. Just watch out for broken glass.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, no, that's my number 2 as well.
Well, that leads me to my number 3. And my number 3 is actually going to be his little hideout in the beginning, I believe. I don't know where it was, but he's in there hitting like a dummy of some sort, just bleeding from the hands. And
the little Foot Clan hideout?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Looked like a little superhero hideout.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay. So my number 3 is going to be. You remember that fat dude that just would not die?
Yeah, that's actually my number 4. In my head, that's my honorable mention.
That whole club scene was kind of cool. Also kind of funny. This dude just would not die. But also, like, I really like that simple set that they had up above with where they're playing the card game.
Yep.
I thought that was super simple, but so clean. I liked it.
It was really good. Cinematology behind this.
Cinematology.
It is very aesthetically appeasing.
Appeasing.
All of the calories of this movie, really good. I enjoyed it.
So how many drinks have you had so far?
Don't worry about that.
It's don't worry about tat.
That.
Tat.
I didn't know we were going back to air. This would be a 8.5 in my book.
Yeah. Same here.
Not for kids. 100% not.
100% not for kids. Do not show this to kids. Maybe high school.
And the only book is probably a little bit too long.
I could get behind that. Yeah, it's a little long, though. I didn't mind it so much for it being like the send off, but yeah, it's a little long. But yeah, 8.5. Definitely go check it out if you haven't already. Don't bring your kids.
Don't bring your kids. And please take a shower before going into seeing this movie so people don't
Please take a shower.
Please be aware of the people that sit behind you and don't rock behind them and wreck their knees as well. And please don't bring out your phones in this movie.
Please.
As there's lots of attention that needs to be done to the screen.
And if you're going to bring out your phone, please have your phone on dark mode.
Yes, please you don't need to check it every 2 minutes, by the way, for this movie.
No. Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Because it's aesthetically appeasing.
Appeasing. But yeah, no, go check it out. Any final thoughts overall? This is kind of a different episode for us, so.
Definitely a different episode. Definitely a different approach that we did today.
Yeah.
We went and saw 4 movies. We conquered the movie theater.
Yes, we did. We own that place now.
We passed a little gas in there.
Yes, we did. Oh, so much.
We had a little bit of snacks in there. And we made our mark.
Uh-huh. We left it. Right below Theater 16, below the marquee.
If you know what theater we're at.
Wow. Anyways, let us know if you kind of like this format and you want to see kind of more stuff. All right.
Tuned for upcoming movies.
Yeah. And so until next time, I'm Andrew.
And we out.
All right. Bye.